Nearly 60 years passed. King dreamed free at last, yet and still against King's will, 400 years and oceans of tears. We tilled the soil and picked your fields. We built your cars and milled the steel. We danced and sang, enriched your lives. At every turn, we felt your knives. We fought in wars, defending rights we were never given. With all we've done to make things better, we're just barely living. Today, we grieve the void of a black human being, George Floyd, whose fatal sin was his dark skin. Same old story again and again. His life taken by those sworn to protect it, a travesty no family should expect nor deserve. With a lack of empathy and no hint of sympathy, Mr. Floyd's life was snuffed out and taken in an evil blur as he cried for his mama and called his killers sir. We must be strong and get along to build a better land. If we remain divided and hate each other, we'll not stand.
I'm like, where you at, my brother? I can't hear you. You on mute? Mute. You got the glasses out, huh? You can hear me though, huh?
Test. Can you hear me?
There you go. Now I hear you.
Can you
I
hear
heard
me?
test.
You heard me now?
Yeah.
How do I sound? Not as good as the other day, but probably. But you can't hear
No,
me.
it sounds fine.
All right, cool. Well then,
It sounds
welcome
good.
to the I Can't Breathe on My Birthday. I just made that up right there on the fly. Come on. I can't breathe on my birthday. Like, you know, rather than want a present for we rise together. I'm using this mic like this mic is working. It worked last time, but I have to figure it out. Yeah, what do you think about my glasses?
I see it.
Oh no. Well, basically, I think that rather than, wouldn't it be nice that if rather than asking for presents, people ask for community and ask for togetherness in ideas that promote human flourishing. Whether those ideas be, I see a lot of things. So like, I'm torn between doing doing a birthday thing and talking about real issues, or talking about the stuff I just watched today. Because the stuff I watched today has my mind blown, Miss Babe. Has my mind blown. And I don't want to talk about it because I don't know nothing about it. But I'm listening to what people are saying. And I'm like, whoa, that explains a lot.
Well, we know a little something about a little bit of everything.
Well, did you see the videos floating around about Richard Pryor's chauffeur accusing Paul Mooney of stuff?
No, I did not.
Woo! It's rough.
What kind of stuff?
Rough stuff. With his
kind of stuff?
The chauffeur said that Paul Mooney fucked Richard Pryor's son.
Ooh-wee.
And that Richard Pryor asked the chauffeur to put $1 million hit on Paul Mooney.
Ooh-wee.
And the chauffeur said Rich was high at the time when he said it to him. So he said he waited 5 days. And Richard Pryor still felt that way.
Ooh-wee.
And then he said that they were watching a Buddhist monk protested and set himself on fire, right?
Bam. Mm-hmm.
And
I remember when they was doing that in that era.
And dude went to the store. The chauffeur went to the store, came back, and a ball of flames ran down the hallway.
Oh, snap. That was Richard.
He didn't know that, he said at the time. He did not know that. And he said that Richard Pryor setting himself on fire, the entire focus came back to him surviving it and making it through and coming back from that instead of killing Paul Mooney's ass. How about that shit?
Well.
Huh? What?
Well.
It's rough. Because
that is rough.
It's rough. Because then I start going watching videos today. I go watch Richard Pryor's son talk about his conversation between dude after
who is the son? Have I seen the son?
Yes, he's been up
here. I know I've seen the daughter. I know the Wayne Pryor daughter, the one Rain.
Pryor Jr. is his name.
Okay, well, I cannot say that I can think off the top what the son even looked like.
He looks like Richard Pryor.
But I've never, ever.
Yeah, but hey, I watched a couple of videos with him in it, right? He talks about some of this, talks about that.
Absolutely.
Then Richard Pryor's son starts talking about how he slept with Sam Kinison.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That would be a trip.
And he was like giggly about it, about how Sam just wanted to do what was taboo or what you weren't supposed to do, which would include, sleeping with a nigga. And
wow.
I know. But the chauffeur dude position was, he said Richard and Paul wasn't cool after that. No more. When they had been super tight, right?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking to myself, well, like I said, I couldn't imagine messing with a friend's child.
That's just some weirdo shit. You're not supposed to mess with no child, period.
I'm saying, I'm 50 for the third time here in about an hour and a half. And
for the third time.
Yes, 50, because nobody wants to hear 50 those other numbers. Because
it's like I'm 51. I don't know what you're talking about. Shoot.
51, that don't mean nothing. Like
I'm proud of it.
You're proud of 51?
Heck yeah. Why should I not be?
Well, I don't know. Because, look, we all
flawless.
Well, look at it.
I won't go like this. I won't go like this.
Don't be wrong.
51, yup. If Lou Nell can do it, I can do it.
Yeah. Well, the people who are in their 50s, if
Lil Paul can do it, I could do it.
The people in their 50s and late 40s, those are the Sesame Street babies.
Okay.
They're the first.
I was thinking, yeah, we're in that Sesame Street era.
Yeah, you're the first generation to have Sesame Street.
Mm-hmm. And Morgan Freeman on Electric Company.
Exactly.
Absolutely. You know what? I can't wait till this shit kick in, though.
Really?
Please hurry up. Come on, hurry up.
I hope so.
Can I get some college? Can I get some college? Can I get some dental care? Can I get some, let's get that 1400 he just announced today. Let's get that rolling.
1400?
Yeah.
What happened to 2000? How did we go from 600 to maybe 2000 to...
What is 600 plus 1400? Ding!
Too late with the cash is what it is.
No, it ain't. Shit, it ain't never too late. It ain't never too late.
Oh, it's always
with cash.
Huh?
It's never too late for some cash.
It depends on how much cash it is.
Look, I'll take it. 1400, I'll take it. All day, every day, I'll take it.
Sure.
Tax-free, I'll take it.
If you were getting it per day, that would work.
Look, come on now. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a stimulus.
Yeah.
So, it's not too late. It's right on time.
So,
free money.
Let's call it what it is, or what it should be. So some people could call it a stimulus. Some people call it some extra money.
Don't call it a comeback.
That's what you need to call it. It's your money coming back to you. That's all it is.
Not really. Money. You didn't pay that much in, did you?
Coming back to you.
You didn't put that much in.
What are you talking about?
You didn't pay no $1,400 in taxes.
You pay $1,400 in taxes just in sales taxes during the course.
But I'm saying your ass ain't paid $1,400 in taxes. Yeah. Hush up.
Well, it's not true.
Tell the truth to shame the devil.
They take money out of your money when you make money.
I know that. But right. Where are you at? Where are you at? You're in the greatest country in the world.
Oh, really?
Opportunities abound. You on the damn live studio restream. Are you kidding me?
You think it's the greatest country in the world?
Yeah, absolutely.
How?
I wouldn't want to live nowhere else.
But that'll make this the best place in the world.
Look. Don't act up on here.
No. There are places.
Don't act up on here.
There are people way more than $1,400.
Don't act a fool. Happy birthday, by the way. Let's focus on that.
All right. Let's focus on birthdays.
Yeah. So, in honoration and commemoration of Dr. King, you can see my shirt.
We rise together.
And you know what this is about.
On the 1st of December, 19.
That was really good.
Strong.
That was really good.
What do you mean, by Martin?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I was watching this documentary about Rosa Parks. It's called The Mighty Times. And in the documentary, they explain that Rosa remained seated on December 1st. By December 5th, Martin had come down there. He was speaking at the church.
Preach.
And they had an old sister. And she said, I myself, I had never yelled out in a church before.
Amen. Come on, tell it.
She said, but on that day when he was talking, she said, I yelled to the top of my lungs, Lord, you don't send us a leader.
All right now.
And then they showed him talking, misbehave. And this is what he said. He said,
what did he say?
On the 1st of December, 1955, strong, dignified seamstress sat down on a bus.
Absolutely.
Then the crowd went nuts.
All right.
And he said,
that wasn't Ozzie Davis narrating that?
No. It really was him. It was really him.
Oh, wow.
And he said, and with dignity and discipline.
Yes.
Like Martin Luther in the 14th century who said, here I stand and can't take it no more. It was Rosa Parks on the 1st of December who said, here I sit and I can't take it no more. And the crowd went nuts. And that's when they went
wild.
And then they decided to vote on whether or not they would boycott the buses or not.
Absolutely.
And they decided to boycott the buses.
Absolutely.
And what people don't understand is that meant they were not going to take the bus to work, to school, to the store, anything. They were going to have to get a ride or walk. This is in the 50s. Not everybody got a ride.
Yeah. Your ride was your damn hush puppies. That was your ride.
Your leather personnel carriers.
That's right.
Yeah. And these rotten bigots down there, when people be walking down the street, they would throw piss balloons on them. Or the cops would pull them over for driving too slow. Chris Rock did a bit about that years ago. Driving too slow. Think about it.
That's hard to do.
Well,
piss in a balloon? How the hell?
Well,
how did they? Oh, damn. How did you? Do you get a hose and put on the? How do you put it on the end? Do you put it on the tip? Do you just use a condom and make a balloon out of that? Like, how do you
piss in a balloon? I think you piss in a bucket, and then you lower the balloon in the bucket, and you fill it up. And what happens is people put the balloon and
but it's not going to be stretched enough doing it that way to when you throw it, then have an impact and bust. It's got to be a little stretched to make the balloon when you hit something.
Well, my guess
going there with some pressure.
Well, my guess is somebody with enough hate in their heart to want to throw a piss balloon gotta have they gotta hate themselves. And if they hate
I don't know, I think that might have been an inflagration. They might have inflated that and put a little 2 on the 10. But I could believe piss in a Ziploc baggie or a glass jar. That I can see. I can see them throwing glass at them.
Ah, okay. Now we're getting
glass, like a Molotov piss cocktail.
You 2 parts piss, 1 part lead gasoline. It was 29 cents a gallon.
Yeah.
My mom said that she remembered gas being $0.10 a gallon. And she said her and her girlfriends rode all weekend for $3. They had $3 and they rode all weekend.
They was trying to get somewhere with that.
Exactly.
was like,
Bam.
we going party. We going party. Yeah, they was going out with that $3. Well, here's the thing. The shirt represents Reverend Barber's movement. You know Reverend Barber.
Is he the big, tall
Yes.
brother with a limp
Yes.
that he be just getting that shit? He be getting that shit just.
He picked up.
I like that. Yeah, I've seen him talk a couple times on different documentaries and on PBS.
Yeah, he picked up the Poor People's Campaign.
Yeah, somebody should have.
Martin's. That was Martin's.
Here, I'm going to. Reverend Barber, I would like to thank you for picking up the Poor People's Campaign. It should not have taken 55 years. Woo!
Except you put a little Southern in that. He don't talk like that. He's from up where the north, like Sharpton. He got some game in his.
Oh, I like his speeches. I know that I remember Reverend Barber speaking at Hillary convention. I remember that.
Yeah, I have his book. I was looking for it. It's right around here somewhere. It's called "We Are Called to Be a Movement."
I really feel like the pandemic, combined with George Floyd, made it so black folks, celebrity or not, had to bring it some kind of way. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody sitting on the side. And I think that's important.
To bring the funk.
Got to bring it.
Got to bring the funk.
Got to bring it. Look.
Absolutely.
Bring
the funk. Bring the funk.
I can't
wait though. I can't wait to see Kamala.
You know the power of Negroes in you.
I can't wait to see Kamala. As the next Black Panther in office.
Hello. We'll see.
Kamala Black Power.
We'll see.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. Forever, ever. Forever, ever. She's about to do the damn thing when she get in there.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Absolutely. I wish her the best. I really do. I wish her the best. I'm scared for her, just like I was scared for Barack, because you never know when somebody's going to just try and take a shot at him.
Well, you got to look at it like this. See, I don't think about it like that. I think about it the other way. I think about whenever there's somebody black in front of us that got that far, they let them get that far. You know what I'm saying? There are very few mistakes in our political world. You know what I mean? Like if someone as terrible talking as Bush could be the president, and that's on purpose. Because I remember, it was like a year before the Bush primaries, his first round.
Mm-hmm.
I remember people in Kirkland, Washington, at the Kirkland Performance Center, and everybody, it was like before even the election talk, it was about W is coming, and I didn't know what they were talking about. They had codes and shit. Okay,
yeah,
W is coming.
Yeah.
And when I finally saw W,
that's you thinking who? White man? What?
Right. What do they mean by W?
White man?
W.
Is it a W?
Is there a wigger on the way?
I don't know. Right.
You don't know.
Wigger.
You know, I found out something. I found out that Red Fox and Dave Chappelle both be like me, smoke light of a cigarette and put it out.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So they were thrifty.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't need to smoke a whole cigarette.
They were thrifty.
Right, but
I've been known to do that. I've been known to do that when I was smoking. I would save a cigarette, especially when the pack is getting down there, you know. Ain't no use wasting it.
Well, even if you buy a pack with some pennies, you got to start saving that off the top.
Yep. And the thing is whenever you put it out, that motherfucker stink way more being put out than it ever smelled when it was fresh.
Yep.
Yeah, don't them things smell though? They smell up your whole pocket though. I put it on the outside of the pack or put the foil in there and then put it on the outside of the foil but inside of the box because you know I had the Newport boxes.
Yeah. You know, well,
The
one
new
thing,
camp.
no point. So, so here's one for you, Mary. You haven't seen a lot of my stand-up comedy, but I did stand-up comedy for 24 years.
Oh yeah, I know you've been in the game for a long time.
So I want you to pick a topic, and then I'm gonna tell you a joke I did from the past about that topic, or we'll make up a new joke. How about that?
Okay, well I'll try. I think you're the expert. I'm just a novice.
Pick up any topic from the past. Like, let me give you an example of
How
something.
about white boys who love rock and roll at Roosevelt High School?
Right. So that's kind of specific. So let's go rock and roll.
Rock and roll. You gotta have white boy in there with rock and roll.
You do, but you know, I like all kinds of music, right? Rock and roll.
Yes, you're eclectic. You're eclectic.
You mean like
We
so you
both
don't mean
are.
Nirvana?
You know, that was a
You don't-
survival skill that we developed by being at that school.
Isn't it in certain kinds of music if you learn to like
Look,
it all?
we had to be eclectic. You know, MTV had just came out. You know, it wasn't barely even no blacks on MTV. It was the only one up on there was doggone Michael Jackson.
And he had to fight to get on there. You don't understand that. You don't understand.
Was he in the Blowfish? I don't know. There wasn't many blacks.
No.
Don't you remember
Michael
when you came home from school and they was like, did you see yesterday that channel that had all the music on it? And we was like, oh my God, what is that? It's MTV. Didn't they fuck that up? That was
exactly.
A good thing.
But
they
you know,
that up.
MTV and they have a lot of careers giving them folks.
Yes, a lot.
You know, oh,
Downtown Julie Brown.
Yes.
One girl, Samantha, Tabitha, Nina Blackwood, a whole bunch of them. So there's a whole bunch of topics there. Rock and roll, MTV, VJs.
Yeah, the long hair white dude, brown hair, the smooth talking guy. Oh, this is MTV. You know.
Yeah. Kurt Loder. Remember Kurt Loder?
Yeah, Kurt Loder. Yeah. I used to watch that.
A bunch of them.
But you know,
remember that store across the street from our school called Kitschy Coo?
I remember I was walking over there, get me like a sandwich or something for lunch.
Oh yeah, the Korean spot. I'll go get the bagel.
I would also go down to that bakery on like almost 21st.
Yes.
At the walk back up the hill.
There was a punk rock store right there. It's called Kitschy Coo.
Okay. See, between playing basketball,
you was good.
So basically,
you wasn't doing no naughty stuff like I was.
No, because I basketball really occupied my time.
Yeah, you was on point.
You know, when you think about the amount of time you practice, and then the time you watch another basketball, whether it be NBA or I never really got into the NCAA, and even as an adult now, I really can't get into it because I just look at it like it's another version of you know what word is used, and it's not a strong enough. Slavery is not a strong enough word because when you talk about slavery, you're talking about kidnapping.
How did you jump to slavery off of Kitschy Coo?
College basketball.
Oh, the basketball. Okay, and then
because basically the coach is the only one getting paid.
Right.
And even the coach had to shoot that track, and the players got to wear the shoes, and he is getting paid, and they ain't.
Colleges is about to wild out about not getting paid. Yeah. You know they should together.
Well, this is what happened is this. I watched a documentary about how it started in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you find out why it started in the first place, you got to know that part in order to be able to argue today. Does that make sense?
Yes.
When you know why, it's a knockout.
Absolutely.
You know why? You know why they're not paid? Because if they got paid when they get injured, they have to pay for the medical. Ta-da.
Ta-da.
And if you leave them as an amateur, and think about it, if the fans really knew that their favorite college football players got to take care of their medical themselves, that's dirty. Everybody's getting paid but the players. The popcorn man, the parking attendant.
Well, they ain't getting paid that much. Them two. Not them two. But I know the venue and the college is the one who's getting paid.
Right. Think about it. Think about all the people who get paid to just talk about college sports.
The stadium, yeah.
Yeah. I remember when somebody was talking about how much the Get Her Done dude was making doing stand-up comedy. They said he was getting like half the concessions, half the parking.
Damn.
And $125,000. When Carlin at the same time was only making $65,000 a show, I heard.
That's wrong.
Right. But when you do fluffy comedy, more people will watch that. Carlin tells the truth. People might not pay you to hit them in the face with the truth. Some people will, you know what I mean? Because they want that.
Yeah.
But other people, they're like, I'm going to pay you to make me forget about the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth. Okay, so, I do impressions.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to think, what's an impression?
I'm doing an impression right now.
What you doing an impression
I'm
of?
that little girl from that one movie where they was driving around in a VW bus and she was wearing like a bumblebee costume.
Right now, you looking like Batwoman Rabbit. Jessica Batwoman.
Yeah, this is the Playboy Bunny.
Playboy Bunny. So one time, I was asked to do the KISW, speaking of hard rock.
Yes, go back to the records. Okay.
Here's your hard rock story.
Okay.
I was asked to pop up at the KISW Hangover Ball.
Oh. KISW!
KISW.
Yes.
And they wanted me to dress like a pimp. And I thought about it.
How did you feel about that?
I'm like, my first thought, I didn't say nothing to him. I said I would do it. But my thought was, I am not going to have you having cameras on me dressed like a pimp and be doing that. You know what I mean?
That's
so
stereotypical.
Right. So I went high and above. And what I did was, my girlfriend at the time, Tasha, we went to Goodwill, bought a robe, and she cut out some rabbit ears, put it on the robe. I was Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, that's thinking.
So I was the greatest pimp of all time.
That is thinking. Now you was really thinking with that one. That was an ingenious young man right there.
Thank you, sister. Thank you so much. So, and that's where I came up with the pimp joke.
Yeah, because you don't want to be the pimp on the bottom of the totem pole. You want to be the pimp of all time. Hugh Hefner.
Exactly. So this is how I did the joke. I said, a lot of people say the word pimp, and I want to redefine the word pimp for you tonight. A pimp to me is anyone trying to get you to do something that benefits them more than you. So if you have a job at all, you're a hoe. And your boss, if he's the owner or she's the owner, that makes your boss your pimp. But if your boss is not the owner, that just makes your boss the bottom bitch. That's the hoe that the pimp trusts a little more.
Absolutely.
Hoes.
Man, I know too much about that.
Sometimes women pimp women. The bride is pimping the bridesmaids, right? They do their hair how she wants them to do it. They wear what she wants them to wear. And for about a week, she can act a fool and they won't tell her about her ass. Okay? Sometimes kids pimp parents. If you are a parent and you do what your kid wants you to do instead of what you should do as a good parent, your kid is pimping you. Absolutely. You're a parent hoe. You're a parent hoe.
Nowadays.
And if you do it because you don't want to hear the baby cry, that makes a baby's cry a pimp slap.
Damn.
And if a baby's cry is a pimp slap, we're all pimps, and we are. Every child, boy or girl, is more like the father than the mother. That is nature's way of helping the baby and the mom pimp the father into sticking around.
Oh, Lord.
Discovery Channel.
That's
So, who is the greatest pimp of all time? At first, I thought it was Hugh Hefner because men paid to see his women, knowing in advance they'd never touch him.
Yeah.
That's a pimp.
Yeah.
Give me $3.95 just to look at my bitch.
Yeah, that's a pimp. You're right.
That's a pimp.
That's a pimp.
But even greater than that, is Howard Schultz. And Howard Schultz owns Starbucks. And he's actually convinced people got to give him $5 on their way to work. Hey, before you see your pimp, you bring me $5. If you go to Starbucks before work and you make less than $20 an hour, you just give your first half an hour to Howard.
Huh. That's a good point.
Is that deep? So that's my pimp. So I did that joke at the Seattle Comedy Underground.
Yeah.
And Daryl Lennox, who was the 2000 and I think 13 Seattle International Comedy Champion. He saw me one night. He's a New York comedian. And he said to me, not to me, he went up on stage after me.
Yeah.
And he said, y'all got to give it to Travis because that was the most eloquent pimp joke I've ever heard in my life.
Okay. Very eloquent.
And made the point. So
you still got to get back to Martin Luther King. We can't just only talk about pimps.
Well,
or wait,
no.
What happened to KISW, the Rockers?
Okay, so I do the show. Ralphie May is backstage.
What?
And he don't want to go on because it's a rock show, and 2 rock bands have already gone up, and they want me to go out there next, in between the one band and the other band. And I told Ralphie, I said, "Look, I'll get them listening, and then you can just be a comedian."
Yeah.
But I do have video of us backstage on. It's on my video titled "What's the Best Gift You Ever Got?"
On Big Bunny.
/ Did OJ really write the book? If I did it, and Ralphie May answers both of those questions.
That's on this Big Funny.
It's on web someplace. It might be on Big Funny TV. It might be on Funny. It might be Funny for Food. I think it might be on Funny for Food. One of my old YouTube channels that has like, millions of plays, like 4 million plays on Funny for Food. So that was my old charity show, Funny for Food. We do a comedy show. And the point was, you bring a can of food, you got to see the show. And the only rule was no beats. Because no one's ever been hungry with that pain in their side, and say, "Hey man, if you could just get me some beets." No one's ever done that.
You mean the vegetables?
Correct. Basically the premise was, if you're going to bring a can of food to a food bank event,
right,
don't bring some shit you don't want. Get some shit that somebody would want to eat, because that's the whole point.
I like beets.
Do you?
Yeah.
Have you ever said to anybody, no, just the beets?
No, but I do got some turnips right here.
Okay. Turn up. It look like carrots to me.
It is carrots, but I had some turnips in here too.
Okay. I had a poke bowl today.
I was trying to have a healthy snack.
Okay. So let's see here. Do I have some? This is one of the shows I wanted to do coming up. This show is going to be called Poetry Story, Stand-Up Social Commentary, Slamming Truth. Psst. And we're going to add sound, singers, soloists, and supergroups.
Okay.
Make like a global open mic.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's one of the things we're going to do.
So what are you doing for MLK Day?
Not let the bigots get me. What do you
I'm doing Advocacy Day.
What is that? Well, Karen Zam sent me something about they're doing something on Saturday for Martin Luther King.
Who is?
in Rainier. Karen Zam, KZ Productions.
Oh, Karen Zamet.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? She be like promoting she was promoting Mojams for years and different things at Rumba Notes. And
how did she get involved? She's involved with Rumba Notes?
I thought she was just over Rumba Notes. Maybe not.
I
Maybe
didn't think so.
No. It was the
that's All Sisters.
no, the Columbia City Theater.
I just was over on. I looked. She was on Facebook tonight.
Who?
Sheila K. And
oh yeah, I performed at Sisters Rock the Arts probably.
Yeah, they're on tonight on Facebook Live. Sisters Rock.
Were they live or were they?
They was live.
Oh, great! That's great.
Absolutely.
That's great. This is a picture from when I was visiting Milwaukee last year, and my mom made me wear some Packers.
You was doing Green Bay.
Yep.
And there's the Godfather.
Mm-hmm.
Dick Gregory. Funny.
Godmother. It's a godmother.
She looked like a saint there.
Yes, she did, didn't she? I think that's like a clip from. That was a clip from the Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the advocacy day, I was going to put it in the chat.
And what does that mean? Doing what?
So,
hey, Mary, will you go to your message? Go ahead.
Poverty Action Network. Can you see it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll put you on the big screen.
Lobby Day, 2021.
Okay. Reimagining our future.
Basically, I usually do this every year for MLK Day. They used to have a Black Legislative Day, but they kind of haven't been up to capacity since COVID. But usually they used to take a bus, a Greyhound bus, and you could ride the bus down and they would take you down there and then you could walk around and go talk to your legislators and it would be all the Black folks. And they often did it on MLK Day, but they haven't did it for a few years, so I started doing it with these guys. So this year there are 6 major issues that they are going down to talk to legislators about, and I will be telling my story, but we're doing it over Zoom.
Okay.
So the top 6 issues this year, basic needs. So what that is about TANF, temporary aid for needy families or welfare.
Okay.
So you know how they got a time clock on that. Thanks to Bill Clinton, we had a 5-year time clock. So this year we're demanding more access to TANF due to COVID, right? Shit, people need to get some welfare. This is a lean year. So through common sense time limit extensions, easing harsh sanction policies, and extending the relief measures put in place during the COVID pandemic, that would help with the basic needs.
Right.
So that's their first priority, see?
Okay.
The second one is revenue, which last year I was down there. I did a little video for this. It was called the Family Tax Credit, and it was for $300 per family for each member of the family, or was it each household? Anyway, it was $300 tax credit as long as you made under $80,000. Well, this year they've raised it to $500 tax credit. So it says the COVID-19 pandemic didn't create inequity in Washington State. It revealed it. Tell your lawmaker to fund and expand the working families tax credit. So it's basically for the working middle class or the working poor. And it would be an extra tax credit that we would get back. $500. That can make or break somebody,
Right.
That could be somebody's rent.
I'm trying to. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, could you
Seattle
use $500?
It can help me a little bit.
Heck, yeah, it could help. That could be a couple bills. Okay, and then there's some hashtags. They got hashtag money for the people, hashtag relief can't wait, hashtag working families tax credit. Okay, then the third one is consumer protection. So that one is about the fact that a lot of people of color are trying to stay in their house. You know, it's a lot cheaper to keep a person in their house than to support a homeless.
I believe that.
Like they got the people down in the hotel down in Renton.
Yeah.
And they're paying for their, for them to rent out
better
the whole hotel.
Where they are than trying to get it all new stuff.
Right, that's like $500 a week. Well, shoot, give them the $500 tax credit, and then let's get them a new mortgage and keep them in their home. That's going to be much cheaper. Absolutely. So this one says, in Washington State, highest interest rates and harsh penalties on delinquent property taxes unfairly impact people of color and low-income families, resulting in a higher risk of foreclosures. We need Washington lawmakers to give people a fair chance to build home equity and remain in their homes. That's important.
Very much so.
Very important. Okay, the fourth one is justice reform. This is basically taking money away from the state patrol, because, we already talked about defunding the police up there at the CHOP and all that.
How about just stop them? Look, you got to have some people with guns to stop people with guns.
Well, I didn't say abolish.
No, wait. Let me just say what I'm saying.
Yeah, but we ain't saying abolish. We just saying defund.
All right. What I'm saying is, you don't need SWAT.
Yeah, all them extra toys.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. What else you got?
So this one says, let's reimagine public safety. Tell your lawmaker to reallocate funding from the Washington State Patrol budget to invest in health and public safety programs like housing and social services. Demand support for stronger police accountability measures. So let's use the money to either do some retraining, get some help to the community. You know what I'm saying? Let's widen our spectrum. Let's not just give them a lump sum every year and let them do what they want with it. Let's put some stipulations on that and be like, you need to do some trainings and stuff. Okay?
Right.
So that was their justice policy. See, consumer protections and justice reform. Okay, the last two. This one just hit me the other day, Travis.
What is it?
Big funny.
Dental
care.
Hello.
Remember, I just got my tooth pulled.
Yep. How's it feeling?
It's pretty much healed up. It was pretty much straight in, straight out. So I was very lucky. I didn't have no impacted situation. But either way, that tooth, it needed to come out because it had a crack in it. But this one says dental therapy can prevent dental emergencies and help fill the gap for those who don't have access to regular dental care. Let's expand dental therapy across Washington State and keep Medicaid adult dental funded. Because that's a lot of people falls in that category. You know what I'm saying? Where they just need a little extra dental help. That stuff costs $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 to get your teeth right.
Right.
Yeah, so let's keep dental care available. And the last one is higher education. So this is access to go to school, which we know people are going to need that after this pandemic. So you got tell your lawmaker to ensure that everyone has an equal chance at getting a higher education. We need to expand financial aid to cover tuition plus the associated costs of attending school, like books, food, transportation, and more support programs for students of color and ensure diversity among the student body as well as the faculty and staff. Because we need more black and brown teachers too. So anyway, these guys do a really good job. I got to give it up for Poverty Action Network. What? They all about the poor people. They be doing the damn thing. So yeah, they're doing it on Zoom. So I was going to put the link in the chat just so folks could, if they want to, that they could speak to their lawmaker and tell their story. So that's what they do. They encourage people to tell your story to your electeds. Hold them accountable.
All right. Well, I hope that worked. I hope
you join us. I hope you might get 10, 15 minutes to 30 minutes and get on the call.
I will. Well, let me know. I'll do it. It's on, what date is that?
It's going to be on Monday, on MLK Day.
All right.
The holiday.
So
I know MLK's birthday is tomorrow, which is your real actual birthday.
Correct. Tomorrow.
But this is going to be on the holiday.
All right, here's a video that I made. Check this out for a couple seconds.
All right, bring it.
This is what I think some of the future voiceover will be in a documentary about the insurgents in the Capitol.
Okay.
Prophesizing voiceover about the attempted coup in Washington from a future documentary. And the only one who went to jail was this nigga.
And there you go. How about that? What'd you think? Can you hear me? Mary? I can't hear you. I can see that I'm talking, so you might be able to hear me, but I don't see you talking at all. Say something. Where's your audio? Can you hear me? Nod your head if you can. You can't hear me?
Nearly 60 years passed. King Dream free at last, yet and still against King's will, 400 years and oceans of tears. We tilled the soil and picked your fields. We built your cars and milled the steel. We danced and sang, enriched your lives. At every turn, we felt your knives. We fought in wars, defending rights we were never given. With all we've done to make things better, we're just barely living. Today, we grieve the void of a black human being, George Floyd, whose fatal sin was his dark skin. Same old story, again and again. His life taken by those sworn to protect and serve. A travesty no family should expect nor deserve. With a lack of empathy, a hint of sympathy, Mr. Floyd's life was snuck out and taken in an e-bird as he cried for his mama and called his killers sir. We must stay strong and get along to build a better land. If we remain divided and hate each other, our nation will not stand.
They had old MLK looking like Trayvon there with the hoodie.
Yeah, a friend of mine made that for me. Back when Trayvon happened, I had everybody just send me themselves in hoodies, and then I made a video. So that music you heard on the first one, that was music I made using GarageBand. Music on the second one was I was rolling down the street, saw this lady walking down the street looking like the Cat in the Hat, and I just said to her, "Are you an artist?" And she said she's a violinist. And then I read the poem to her.
Yes.
And then she added her violin. And her name is Delicious Violin. Wasn't it delicious that she added her self to it? Go ahead, girl, with your rabbit eating some rabbit. You got a rabbit. You got a whole bag of that. Your tooth must be okay. You eating crackers. carrots.
Well, these are healthy.
Yeah.
That's why I have it. Ain't nobody getting on our chat tonight.
No, that's because, well, that's what I was going to say to you. Go back to the chat that I sent you with Tony and Huck and say, hey, we're live on Facebook on the Messenger. But
I didn't see them on there.
No, I sent you a Messenger message a couple days ago. Thanking you and them for coming on the show last time.
And they were on there?
Only Tony responded with a thumbs up.
Did you see my tooth? Remember I sent you a picture of it.
Your tooth? Man.
That was it. It's in Messenger. Look.
Let's see. Damn.
That fucker was huge.
Yeah, it was. True blood around this mother.
And I was like, can I have my tooth? And they were like, no.
Why?
They would not give me my motherfucking tooth. I was like, you motherfuckers.
Why not?
I don't know. It pisses me off thinking about it.
Hold on. What I don't get is, how did something that was yours low these many years?
Come out of my body.
Yes. All of a sudden becomes.
Can I have it, please? What if I was religious and my religion believes that I need all my portions and parts?
You could have said
Bitch,
that.
give me my damn tooth.
Exactly.
I need to call him and be like, motherfucker, did you get done with my tooth? And I told him before I left, I said, don't put my tooth in no fucking art exposition or some shit.
Exactly.
Don't have to be part of some kind of damn tooth collage.
Exactly.
I told him that before I left, but they really didn't want to give it to me. They was like, no. I couldn't believe they told me no. I was already in shock because they just had pulled that shit out. And so I was like, oh my God. You know, so I was already kind of like shaking, like, oh my God, it's over. They did it. It wasn't so bad.
So I think I just found the pimp joke. I can show it to you real quick. Of me
Why
doing it live.
did they not give me my tooth, Travis?
Because they're going to take your DNA and create a new you.
Shit, don't tell me that. Oh my God. Don't tell me that. Oh, yeah. No.
Yo, you ain't been watching like Westworld? They got
roots on it. They can grow a whole person.
We're gonna grow a whole 3 U's. You're gonna be married.
Oh shit! I fucked up. I should have flipped out and been like, motherfucker, no! I ain't leaving until you give me my damn
motherfucking tooth. So here's the pimp joke live in front of an audience.
You skipping over my damn tooth. I'm serious.
Well, that way we can come back.
I want to read it for you tonight what the word pimp means. A pimp to me is anyone trying to get you to do something that benefits them more than you. So if you have a job at all, you're a hoe. And if your boss is the owner, that makes your boss your pimp. But if your boss is not the owner, that just makes your boss the bottom bitch. That's the hoe that pimp trusts more than the other hoes. Sometimes kids pimp parents. If you're a parent and you do what your kid wants you to do instead of what you should do as a good parent, your kid is pimping you. You're a parent hoe. And if you do it because you don't want to hear the baby cry, that makes a baby's cry a pimp slap. And if a baby's cry is a pimp slap, we're all pimps, and we are. Every child, boy or girl, looks more like the father than the mother. That is nature's way of helping the baby and the mom pimp the father into sticking around. Discovery Channel. So if that's all true, who is the greatest pimp of all time? At first, I thought it was Hugh Hefner. Because men pay to see his women knowing they'll never touch them. That's a pimp. But even greater than that is Howard Schultz. Howard Schultz owns Starbucks.
And he's actually convinced people they got to give him $5 on their way to work. Hey, before you see your pimp, you bring me 5. I wrote that. Clean, dirty, or political?
Dirty.
Okay, I got a dirty joke for you.
Dirty.
Okay, I was talking with this woman after we got done fucking, and she said to me, "Don't take this wrong, but I've never before let a fat, tall guy fuck me." She continued and said, and had she known that a tall, fat guy's belly would have been rubbing her clitoris, she would let one fuck her sooner. So at first, I'm feeling bad she called me fat guy until I thought, hey, that means I got a clit gut. See,
oh, Lord.
You got to take what you have and think positively about it.
Think positive. That's called positive languaging. Exactly.
And that's why I've been looking for a woman with a double chin.
Okay.
Because that ain't no double chin to me. That's a nut shelf.
I love it.
It's a ball blanket, baby. It's a ball blanket.
That's pretty good. I got to give you that.
I wrote that. I love James Baldwin. I've been checking out YouTube videos, going to sleep listening to James Baldwin.
Yes. I am not your Negro.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I am not your Negro.
I might need to watch that tonight now that you showed me this.
Well, there's lots of other ones you can watch. The one I've been watching is called The Moral Responsibility of the Artist.
Was that Netflix?
No, YouTube.
YouTube, okay.
And it's so tight. The Moral Responsibility of the Artist. It's a James Baldwin piece, and he's breaking it down. See, James Baldwin. So there's one piece that you should check out. Is where James Baldwin. I don't want to talk shit about Martin on his birthday, but here we go. There's one piece where James Baldwin opens for Martin, and James Baldwin talks first, right? And when you're watching it, James Baldwin is tearing the audience up. And then when Martin comes out, he started complaining about I am tired today. This is my third speech.
Yes. That was that I Have a Dream speech. He was not feeling well that night.
Well, right. Well, yeah. Well, when you got death threats every day, you be tired too, right?
Yeah, they said that's what's going on with them guys at the Congress and shit. Them motherfuckers be getting death threats from all them Trumpers. AOC and all of them.
I believe that. Really?
Well, remember they were trying to kidnap the governor, bro.
Well, what I don't get is
that's what puts me over the edge.
Look, if somebody's so bold, they're going to be making death threats to people, and you got to be able to figure it out. Unless you ain't trying to figure it out, is my guess.
You mean if you were the one being threatened, you'd be trying to figure it out?
No, if I was the law enforcement and I had all their tools, right? They can, you know what I mean? They figure out all kinds of other shit. We're talking about threatening elected officials. The people said we want these people to be available for any decisions that need to be made for the people. And then somebody else says, if you do what the people want you to do, I'm going to hurt you. Well, then they got to go. So I did, trying to find.
I'm with you, though. If I find out a motherfucker is trying to stalk me or any of that, I'm going in motherfucking defense mode. So in other words, I'm about to fucking stalk you before you stalk me. Fuck that. I'm trying to find out everything about you, your mammy, your daddy. You sending me some shit, I'm finding your ISP address and some more shit. I'm hiring a fucking hacker.
Exactly. I'm a crash your phone. I'm a turn your. I'm a slash your tires. You gonna threaten me on my life? You gotta go.
Yeah, we fighting back.
Yeah.
We renegades on this shit. We ain't new. West Side.
West Side.
We ain't brand new, huh, Travis? We fighting back.
We're not new to this. Hey, what say?
We baby's kids. We don't die. We multiply.
Like Paul Mooney said, I may have been born yesterday, but I stayed up all night. Goddamn. I mean, but that stuff about Paul, that shit messed me up.
Yeah.
It messed me up because.
It messed you up because you believe it.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Right. If you don't believe it, then right. If you don't believe it, but you go, ooh.
You really think it could be true?
Well.
You think he's capable of that?
Yeah.
You think he's a stone cold freak, huh?
Well, in my head, I mean, I'm just clowning now, but in my head, when I was watching Richard Pryor Jr. talk, I was thinking, well, he looks so much like his daddy, maybe he couldn't help it.
Now that's the ultimate fan appreciation. Shit.
You won't let me get none, so I'm gonna get it from your son. Damn, that's ugly.
That's ugly, but like I said, it's flattering too at the same time. That's the ultimate fan appreciation. I'm gonna fuck your son.
You won't let me suck your dick anymore, so I'm gonna fuck your kid.
Damn. That is such twisted logic, but you know, Americans are capable of that.
I mean, I'm sure it's worse in Hollywood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You my movie, so I'm gonna destroy your kids and put them in my movie and drug them up and do all kind of shit to them. You know?
Yeah.
The big plan to fuck up the Cosby Show was to offer Lisa Bonet so much money she couldn't refuse it.
Oh yeah, to do that one movie, with her and Mickey Rourke.
Right. So fine. Let's say I don't even know what the numbers were, but let's say they offered her. Let's say they offered her more money than she got in 2 seasons of the Cosby Show and promised for extra movies. How could she turn that down?
Yeah, they pimped her.
Yeah.
She went for it.
Yeah. How could she not?
And Mickey Rourke was an ugly motherfucker. I never understood that. Why they always got to put the ugliest motherfucker with the black girl. They did that shit to Lisa Bonet with him, and then they did the shit to Halle Berry in Monsters Ball with that motherfucker ugly ass.
Ray Down Chong.
Who'd they put her with that was ugly?
Somebody back in the 80s.
Why do they always do that? And they don't do that to the white girls. They do that shit to the sisters.
No, they do it worse to the white girls.
Like you're the prettiest one ever. And then they put you with some fucking horrible ass Harvey Weinstein looking motherfucker.
We're gonna bring up horrible things about Mr. Mooney. We gotta bring up positive things. One of Mr. Mooney things said, he said Hollywood will put a white woman with anything. Swamp Thing. He said scissor hands. He said serial killers in all the movies they know killed the white woman.
Yeah, the messed up part is that scissor hands, if he got too carried away, he could really fuck your shit up.
Oh yeah. He could trim your.
You have a damn clitoridectomy without even moving in a second.
A clitectomy.
Well, you know that's real. They do that shit in Africa.
They do, but they, the religion instructs it, but it's the grandmothers and mothers that are one holding the girls down, cutting off their shit.
I know. It's fucked up.
But if you had your shit cut off, you don't know what you're missing.
You know what I said, though? I am so glad that part did not survive culturally through slavery. I'm glad we assimilated, because if a motherfucker was trying to cut my clit off, I had to fuck somebody up.
Speak for yourself.
I'm glad that didn't survive slavery. I take the white Bible over clitoridectomy any day.
Well, maybe.
Any day.
Maybe.
Any day.
I mean, I'm sure you appreciate your clit. These days, there's a whole lot of people that have had to learn how to get good by themselves in this pandemic.
Yeah. I resemble that.
Yeah. Right? I mean, and I don't see it going anywhere. What? I mean, you got new strains. You got.
There's 3 new strains. South Africa,
that they know of.
Japan, and
there are too many
UK.
people out here today. I was driving around for a minute. There is way too many folks out and about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They don't believe fat meat is greasy, as my dad used to say.
I bet you they don't meet. I bet you, yeah, I like that phrase. And I bet you they don't even believe fat meat is greasy.
They don't, because they out there trying to walk around.
I mean, there was traffic. I walked down the street today and it was like maybe every 15, 20 steps, another person's passing me by. And I'm like, is this a pandemic or what?
He's like, get the fuck away from me.
Hey, man, damn.
Back up, sucker.
Oh, if you take your mask off, you see the fear in people's faces quick.
Funny. That's funny to me.
Get back, motherfucker, get back.
Get back, you don't know me like that. Get back, you don't know me like that.
But how many masks do you have?
Probably a good 10.
Mm-hmm.
Different styles, different materials. And then I got, some of the paper ones for backup.
Gotta have some of them.
I got those King County ones, the white ones that are just plain cloth, like underwears.
Okay.
I seen somebody was making them out of bras.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Cup.
I like that idea, but it might get a little bit it might get a little bit too stiff. I'm trying to, there are people with bra fetishes. You know what I mean? They don't want to even see a teddy or areola with a couple of bumps around it. They're in the bras or shoes or, there was one thing where guys like looking at women's legs shifting gears in a car. And I'm like, man, y'all get bored so far to be doing something like, you know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing about, especially when you're doing the online porn and all that. That's the thing. They get so desensitized to actual real human interaction anyway.
It moves people up the freak curve pretty quickly.
That's what I'm saying. It gets out of hand. That's why it's so addictive.
Well, everything's addictive because we're humans, okay? So sugar is addictive, you know what I mean? Watching the bouncing ball across the screen back when they had, when they were playing tennis with just the line and the dot. That's just addictive.
You mean Pong?
Yeah. Everything's addictive to humans at a lot of different ways, at different levels. You know what I mean? Somebody can be addicted to checking if they lock the door.
No, that's different. That's a compulsion.
Aha! Are they hooked?
Compelled.
Okay. So
they're compelled to repeatedly check the door. That's an OCD.
Okay, video games is an addiction.
Can be.
Very much so.
But OCD is, obsessive compulsive disorder. It's a disorder. So they're compelled to check the door repeatedly.
Yes. I've seen people like that. With all kind of different levels of different things. They got to do these things. They're stuck in a loop.
Or people who count, they count all the ceiling tiles.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just found out my mom used to do that when she was in her 70s. She was like, yeah, I count all the ceiling tiles. I was like, what? You never told me that before. She's like, yeah. I'm like, no wonder I'm fucked up. I'm an ADDer.
Oh, for sure. I actually talked to the doctor who wrote the ADD book, Driven to Distraction, over the phone one day.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I have a really good one.
What's that?
A good ADD book.
What's it called?
It's called I'm Not Lazy, Stupid, or Crazy.
You mean I'm not lazy, stupid, or crazy? I like that. Of course
It's
not.
pretty good.
Well,
You
leave
seen
it up there
that
for a
one
second.
Channel 9 show, and it has the guys that are they're comedians and they're ADD,
Oh,
and
a lot of
this was one of their
well, I don't know
recommendations.
things, but when you have the kind of mind that you're bored with regular shit, if that's what that means, sure, fine.
I like it because it has short chapters. There's one on here on sex.
Really,
It tells you
I
all
don't.
the different
You
aspects
like
of ADD.
you like short chapter books versus long chapter books?
I definitely do. Because I'll just go to what I want to see and then read it, and that's it.
Right. I don't need all that fluff. You don't need to. I got it already. Right.
That's why a lot of times if there's something I want to learn about, I'll just get a juvenile version.
Uh huh.
Like in the juvenile section on whatever topic.
Uh huh. The juvenile section.
Because it gets to the point faster.
Okay.
See, like it has chapters, the art of relating, groups.
Okay.
So then when you read it, it tells you about your friendships and shit. And you'd be like, oh shit, I do be doing that. It got some good
Right.
info. It's pretty interesting little book.
Um.
And then the PBS version, they show him doing a lot of stuff. Like, dude will be like, he's sitting there with his wife, and she's like, he's the only one who'll he'll go to work, and then he'll come home with a new car. He stopped by the car dealership and just decided to buy a car. I'm not that impulsive.
Well, other people can do that. I guess it depends on how much cash you got. If you get to do that,
And she talked about, or she said sometimes he'll go to the doctor and he'll be like, I had an appointment today. And then they'll be like, no, you didn't. And then he'll be like, yes, I did. And he'll talk him into seeing them. And then come to find out his appointment was the next day and he was on the wrong day, but he talks him into it.
Okay, well.
So they were talking about just the ways that we function in the world as ADDers. It's very interesting.
Think about that particular section of the book, that little vignette you just told. That can't happen today, because if you don't got an appointment today, ain't nobody letting you someplace with the COVID.
No, they got to test you first. Although the other day, I was supposed to take my COVID test, and the lady told me the shit exactly backwards. She told me to take the COVID test on Saturday at 9 a.m. and be at the dentist on Monday to get the tooth pulled at 11:50. So I arrived at the COVID test 9 a.m. They was like, you wasn't supposed to be here till 11:50.
Oh, dang.
I was like, what? And then she told me the exact opposite building. She told me the building to go to for the test, but that was the dentist. And I went up there and it said closed. And I was like, this bitch. And so I went to the other place. It was like, yeah, you're supposed to be there at 11:50 on Monday. So thank God, because you're right. They probably would have been like, sorry, you fucked it up. You missed the appointment.
Yeah. Well, it's better to be early and wrong than late and not there.
Yeah, thank God that the dude told me. But that bitch had it exactly backwards. I was going to get her in trouble, but then I forgot to call back. But now I need to call him back about my damn tooth. I want my tooth.
Yes, you should get your tooth back.
Why would they want to keep it?
I don't know. Get it. You should ask to see it and see how much they done grown a new you on it. Well,
that is kind of a trip, though. Why do they need that? What are they going to do with that? It's medical waste. Can I have my own waste?
I guess not. They're going to run some tests on it.
They told me no.
They're going to make a new you with superpowers.
They straight told me no. He was like, it was a lady. I said, can I have it? And she was like, no. I should have been like, why not, bitch?
And then they were back after you left. They were bidding to see who was gonna have the clone you mopping the floors.
I mean, I know I'm fabulous, but damn.
I know they be over there gardening and stuff, pruning.
Have you ever had people tell you that, or they're like, "Do you have a sister?" And you're like, "No," and they're like, "I know somebody who looks exactly like you."
No, but there's a comedian who said that when a guy says to another guy, "Do you have a sister?" He's saying, "Hey, I like to fuck a chick who looks just like you."
Damn, I wouldn't be too flattered with that. I don't like that.
No, I don't think so.
So do you like the little blonde I put in there?
I do.
Something different. Cover up the grays. Yeah, we getting them grays, ain't we? You got a little bit in your beard there.
Like we should ride. Yeah. That's so I can do that. Talk like this there. Dummy. Bunny. I'm coming to join you.
I'm coming, Elizabeth.
What rabbit is? Yeah, I'm losing energy.
Well, do you need to go get a sandwich? Because I'm ready to cut it loose, too.
Okay.
But I do wish you a happy birthday. This was a fun birthday.
Well, thank you very much for spending
It's really tomorrow, really. Friday night.
It's really in 30 seconds. 30 minutes. So, well,
Well,
thank
were
you.
you born at the stroke of midnight?
There were strokes, I'm sure. I wouldn't attest to it.
I was born at 9 p.m. on my birth certificate. So what time of day were you born? Because it's really
Good
starting
question.
at midnight.
My birth certificate. I don't know, where is it?
Me personally, I celebrate the whole month now. At this age, I fucking kick it all month for my birthday.
Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'm celebrating my birthday to the day after Valentine's Day.
Absolutely. Why not?
15th to the 15th. Yeah, give me some extra Black History Month. So,
That's right.
over the last couple of years, we have been doing White History Week. And we decided that White History was the last week of January before Black History Month.
What do you do for White History Week?
We talk about white history. We give them a lesson in white history.
I think you should call it White Homework Week and give them some fucking homework.
I like that too. White homework.
I was in a class not too long ago, and it was actually called How to Raise Anti-Racist White Children. And that was one of the things they had white homework. There's a podcast called White Homework.
I like that. White homework would be go listen to some James Baldwin, some Carmichael, some Elaine Brown, some Paul Rosen, John Henry Clark, some what's her name? Alexander,
Michelle
Alexander, and a few other people.
Yeah.
Some of these other Dr. Watkins and various other folks that kind of bring it. Dick Gregory. Watch any old Dick Gregory 2-hour piece.
What do you think about Dr. Umar?
I haven't listened to a lot of him.
He came to Life Enrichment Bookstore.
Some good stuff, but he's a little bit. I don't like him totally. You know what I mean? But he might be bringing.
I think he's on crack.
He might be. They
was getting on his ass on YouTube. There's one dude that be busting all his shit up.
Yeah, we'll be we're gonna start doing some YouTube response videos and things like that. But I'm gonna go use the bathroom. Thank you for being here with me on my birthday.
All right.
I love you. Take care.
Easy.
See you in a couple days.
Happy birthday. And one more thing.
Yes.
Are you going to try and do it tomorrow again? Do you think you're gonna try one more time?
Yes, and I also will do the thing with you, Martin Luther King Day. Let me know when to do it.
Oh, the advocacy thing?
Yes. All right. Thank you very much. I will be there. I will be there.
All right. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.